Some of my clients have been asking me, is the new ABSD rates a good or bad news to them? With the adjustment, should they hold or buy now? Watch to the end as I share the most important info. With effect from 27 April 2023, ABSD rates will be increased across the board with the following exceptions. ABSD rates for Singapore citizens and Singapore permanent residents purchasing their first residential property will remain unchanged at 0% and 5% respectively. For Singapore citizens, the ABSD rate will be increased from 17% to 20% for SC purchasing their second residential property and 25% to 30% for their third and subsequent residential property. For Singapore permanent residents, the ABSD rate will be increased from 25% to 30% for SPRs purchasing their second residential property and 30% to 35% for their third and subsequent residential property. As for the foreigners, entities and trusts, this is the most significant revision for this round of cooling measures. The ABSD rate will be increased from 30% to 60% for foreigner buyers purchasing any residential property and 35% to 65% for entities and trusts purchasing any residential property. That is a whopping 30 to 35% increment in ABSD on top of already hefty 30%. And this would likely have a drastic impact on foreign transactions in the coming months. So the most important part where most of you may not know. So for those couples who are married and have at least one Singaporean spouse and who are going to buy a second residential property together may still be eligible for a refund of ABSD under certain circumstances. So to be eligible for the refund, they must sell their first residential property within 6 months before or after TOP or the certificate of statutory complication was issued. So how does this new ABSD affect you? So if you're a first timer going for a HDB or EC or are considering buying a private property as your first property, do not worry, this round of cooling measures does not affect you directly. However, it does affect your long-term plans if you want to expand your property portfolio in the near future. The purpose of this cooling measure is to manage and hamper investment demand, especially from foreign buyers, in order to prioritize housing for owner occupation. So for the investor who are planning to expand their property portfolio will be taking a hit from the increased ABSD rates. So in conclusion, the property market is closely monitored by the government, and given the spike in investor interest and demand recently, we are not surprised that this move came so soon after the previous round of cooling measures. However, although this move effectively hampers investment demand, it comes at the expense of foreign buyers who were already dealing with a hefty ABSD rate of 30%. On top of that, the government is also trying to deter SCs and SPRs from acquiring multiple properties by raising ABSD rate on subsequent properties. So this tightening of property measures indicates the government's resolve to ensuring a more sustainable private housing market by cooling investment demand, as well as to protect the interests of Singapore and Singaporean PRs who are buying their first home. So the main purpose is to make sure that home prices remain affordable to this group of buyers and not be driven up excessively by investment or speculative buying. So guys, let's take these new measures positively. Imagine what will happen to our kids in future. Will they be able to afford their own home in future? So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found the information helpful. I would like to share a quote. The best time to buy a home is always 5 years ago. Please don't forget to help me click follow, like this video or leave a comment. I will see you next round. Bye!